Right now, 3 Chinese warships are sitting in the Gulf of Oman. They were not invited. They were not announced. They simply showed up. The largest of them is so big and so packed with electronics that the United States Navy has been quietly tracking it for months. The other two are heavily armed escorts, the kind of ships China builds to fight other navies, not to chase pirates. And while President Trump was on television announcing a full naval blockade of Iran's ports, while American destroyers were already moving into the Strait of Hormuz, those 3 Chinese warships were already in the water, watching everything, less than 100 miles from where the United States Navy has just promised to stop and board any vessel that has paid Iran for safe passage. This is not a coincidence. This is not a routine deployment. The country that buys 90% of Iran's oil just put warships in the same ocean where the United States Navy is preparing to seize Iranian oil tankers. And the most important question in global maritime security right now is the one almost nobody in mainstream news is asking out loud. What happens when one of those Chinese warships pulls up next to one of those Iranian oil tankers and a United States destroyer arrives to do a boarding inspection? By the end of this video, you will fully understand exactly what those Chinese ships are, why they are sitting in the Gulf right now, what China is actually trying to do with this deployment, and why the next 48 hours could decide whether the American blockade holds together or falls apart in front of the entire world. Let us start with the largest of those 3 Chinese ships, because understanding what it actually is changes everything about how you read the rest of this story. The ship is called Liaowang 1. The name translates roughly to Watcher 1, and the name is honest. This is not a warship in the traditional sense. There are no missile tubes lining its deck. It is not built to sink other ships. What Liaowang 1 is, in the simplest possible terms, is a floating supercomputer the size of a medium ocean liner. 30,000 tons of steel, sensors, antennas, and processing equipment all bolted onto a single hull sitting in the middle of the ocean, listening. To understand what that ship can do, picture a very specific scene. Imagine you are standing on a beach. You can see with your eyes, maybe a few hundred yards down the shoreline. Now imagine someone hands you a pair of binoculars that not only let you see across the entire ocean, but also let you hear every conversation happening on every ship within 1,000 miles, read the radar signals coming from every aircraft within 2,000 miles, and intercept every encrypted military message bouncing through the satellites overhead. That is roughly what Liaowang 1 does, except it does it for a region that stretches from the eastern coast of Africa to the western edge of India. China's Navy